Hello, 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 hello. All my people, please join me. You hear me? You hear me? Hello, hello. Anybody here? How we doing today, people? I'm in the house. It's that time. It's 3:30. Hello, anybody here? It's that time. 3:30. So tasteless channel. So, tasteless cyclist channel. Ashhead, how y'all doing? Appreciate y'all joining me. Let me get a few minutes. Spending three more to join for 1 minute. I'm back. Go get the water you put in. Ashhead, Trenton, appreciate you coming in. Can you hear me? Ashton and Art. Can you hear me, Trenton? How's it sound? Got you. All right. Appreciate it. Can you hear me now, Tony? Let me frozen. And invite people. Should have got in this last one. Thank y'all for your patience. Okay, I'm about to get started. Today's topic is going to be about greed. GRDD, greed. And the greed I'm talking about, the greed that Disney has. It is incredible. Research, that's several YouTubers. Basically, Disney tried to. They had a standing contract, a standing agreement that basically, since the last person that played Spider-Man, Andy Garfield, I think his name was, pretty much a lot of fans didn't like him, and it was definitely taking down Spider-Man's popularity. So Sony reached out to Disney, and it was a mutual agreement. Say, look, we can give y'all free merchandising. We can give y'all 5% of profits. We'll give y'all distribution. We don't even get pay. Y'all even have to pay us for 3 years of the Spider-Man movies after 5. But y'all can use Spider-Man in y'all MCU universe. Kevin Feige can come over. He can be the main producer. All that. But we keeping the 95% of profits. We give y'all 5% of profits. Give y'all merchandise and all that stuff. Let's make this happen. So so Disney jumping at we'll do that. So for 5 films, we had Spider-Man in the empty universe. He was being a part of the Avengers. Everybody was happy. Endgame, of course, blew that out the water and became one movie of all times. So Disney went back to renegotiate the little greedy and said, look, we want a little bit more because we revitalized, we basically saved Spider-Man because Andy Garfield, for whatever reason, I thought he was a good Spider-Man, but people didn't like him. Spider-Man universe took a big hit. So they revitalized, breathed new life with the Spider-Man. They're doing the MCU, so they want to be financially compensated for it, which is fair. So instead of them asking now for 5%, reasonable offer to me would be somewhere between 15 25%, somewhere in that bracket. These fools asked for 50%. Disney said, nope, we want 50% sales, 50% of distribution, which would in turn redefine print would give them control and power over Sony's number one asset now, which is Spider-Man. So nobody in their right mind is going to give you half of the money and just because you're Disney. So Disney definitely blew that out the water. Sony said, hell no, there ain't no way in the world we doing this. So, nope, go somewhere else. Ain't going to happen. We can take Spider-Man. We can take our ball. We go home and play somewhere else. So, Sony, in the spirit of trying to make things work, say, look, our relationship is mutually agreeable, is mutually beneficial to both of us. So here's our counter offer. Counter offer is going to be 70-30. Now, who in their right mind wouldn't take that? You're going from 5% to 30%. You get a 25% raise. What person in the workforce now would not accept that from their boss? I'm going to give you a 25% raise in your overall salary. And on top of that, I'm going to let you keep your distribution. Not going to pay me for Spider-Man. I'm going to keep all of the merchandising. I'm going to give you a 25% bump in your salary. Who wouldn't jump on that? But you turn that down too. So it makes me think that Disney, one, did not want to be in a relationship with Sony any longer for whatever reason. I don't know why, because if it makes dollars, it makes sense. That's always been the old saying. Two, Sony better look down the line because it looks to me that apparently Disney has found something out in one relationship. I don't know what they see or didn't see, but Disney seen something. There's no logical explanation why they would break this relationship or would not take an increase of 25% in profits. So I don't know. I don't think it's ego. Tony Brown said somebody who done got the big head. I don't think it's ego. I think that Disney has seen something, some kind of way they can finagle something out of it. I don't know what it is, but they made an impossible offer that no one in their right mind would take. I think that Disney has seen something, or for some reason has caused them they don't want to no longer have a relationship with Sony. I don't know what it is. Trent Graham says this is the first downfall of Disney. If they keep being 3D, Marvel is going to lose fans, and in my opinion, in 3 to 4 years, DC is going to surpass Marvel. I don't think so. As long as Kevin Feige is there and they let give him control, Marvel gonna stay on top. I think DC has better fans, correction, better characters, but I don't think that DC has leadership that Marvel has. Kevin Feige is someone who understands Marvel. He understands how to put pieces of the puzzle together. He understands foresight, where he can see down and can plot that's going to be successful. People over in Disney haven't learned that yet. They haven't put somebody in place that can do that, who has that vision, who can think steps 2 or 3 points ahead. Kevin Feige, for all intents and purposes, their Batman. When it comes to plotting the courses, seeing the pieces fit together even before they are even in existence. He can see it and he can make the necessary steps. Now, if you don't see, I see Tony Brown says, I see Tom Holland has stood behind Sony, even though he didn't interview, but he still stood by them. I don't know what you're talking about. The interview that I just heard, Tom Holland says that whether he's on Sony's side or whether they decide to go their separate ways, he's still going to be Spider-Man. He doesn't care one way or the other. I think he would prefer MTU. But in a recent interview at the D23 convention they having this weekend, they asked Tom Holland specifically, and they asked Kevin Feige. Feige and both Tom Holland said, "Look, we did 5 fantastic movies together. It was a good thing, but Kevin Feige said it was not expected to last forever." So that's telling me that Kevin Feige is saying, "Look, it happens, it happens. Either way, I'm going to be good." Tom Holland kind of echoed that. He said that he's going to continue to be Spider-Man. Of course, they made 5 good movies together, and he was happy to be exposed to the MCU. But whether Sony comes reach an agreement with Disney or doesn't reach an agreement with Disney, he's still gonna be Spider-Man. I think they can do it without MCU. It would be change of pace, but Sony already know that they have a viable cash cow with Venom. Venom was a very good, that very profitable movie. A lot of fans didn't like it because it's not the traditional fan that we're used to seeing with Spider-Man and Venom. Where basically Venom gets his powers, or some of his powers and stuff, because he combined with Peter Parker and learned that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. It's not that traditional Venom, but I like this Venom. Um, I think that if Sony gets some people that knows their comics or can think outside the box, they can definitely introduce Spider-Man into the Venomverse, into the multiverse, and excuse me, they can have success. They already got Woody Harrelson on the board as the new Carnage, so I think if they get a good writer, a good story, that Spider-Man can still be a success without the backing of Marvel, because Disney owns Marvel. Marvel still does a lot of stuff independent. Disney just happens to be the boss right check, but Marvel does not have the hand on Marvel. Look, you need to do this, this, and this. I said, okay, yeah, here's the boss, here's the checks. Y'all go ahead and handle your business because I don't need to micromanage you. You're doing a good job. That's basically what Disney is basically the silent partner. Now, why they chose to step in this and sever the ties with Spider-Man at this particular time with Sony, I don't know. I don't know. That's my original point. Disney has seen something that's calls for pause, or they see somewhere down the road where they can finagle Sony Understanding that by getting that 50%, they was gonna lose control to Disney. Also, Disney was gonna control any kind of future Spider-Man movies for Sinister Six, for his Morbius, for his Craven. All those are in the works with Sony. So now Sony doesn't have Marvel to like look. You need to do this. I know you got these properties, but you need to do this. Listen to what I'm telling you. Now they're free to go ahead and greenlight the Morbius movie, Craven movie, all that Venom universe. I don't know what they're gonna do. So that's gonna be interesting to see how Sony is gonna do it. There's some people that saying they think that they'll finally. I think 70-30 is totally fair at this point in time because you'd be fooled to give up controlling interest to your main cash cow. So that's just my main topic. Greed. Disney is definitely too greedy. They had a good thing going, but now time look like they're gonna like Tony Brown said, get the big head and lost their mind. They're gonna lose some fans and got the big head. So that's where we at right now. Next topic is there were several shows that D23 is kind of like a smaller version of Comic Con, but I think Marvel has the main Marvel is mainly Disney and Marvel. All the shows they're gonna do. In addition to the movies that they already released, they're talking about 3 more movies that are gonna have on the Disney Plus streaming service. The Disney Plus streaming service is basically gonna be something like the Netflix. Well, I'm definitely gonna get it because now they're talking about introducing the She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Winter Soldier, and Falcon. You're gonna do that WandaVerse. I think her and the Vision, WandaVision verse, and they're gonna do Moon Knight. I'm not a real um, follower of Moon Knight. Really didn't know who he was, so I spoke with my son last night. And he kind of filled me in. I went on YouTube last night. Moon Knight is basically Marvel's version of Batman. I'm not sure if he has Batman resources for his fighting style, his fighting skill, for his gadgets. Um, he has those, and he is a good detective like Batman. My understanding is that Moon Knight gets his powers from the moon. Not sure how he got those powers. Basically, a full moon, he is at his strongest. He can live superhuman. Speed, strength, reflexes, stamina. It's kind of controlled by the moon. Um, but he has a disease. I think he's a schizophrenic. Has several different personalities, but somehow he can keep it under control. Not sure how. Like I said, not really follow Moon Knight that much, but basically, he is the MCU. He's Marvel's version of Batman. A lot of fans. He has a very good fan following, my understanding. So Disney Stream. How you doing, Gabe? What's up? So, like I said, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Winter Soldier, and Falcon. Winter Soldier and the Falcon are definitely going to be on Disney Plus. Um, Something else that's come up. It has been confirmed as of yesterday. Black Panther 2 is definitely coming out. Release date is May of 2022. So we got 2 years to wait for it, but it's coming out May 2022. Confirmed today, Ryan Coogler has done a preliminary script. Him and Kevin Feige announced that yesterday at 3. There'll be some more announcements today. I think that's a 3-day event. Some more stuff. I'm really not know much about Miss Marvel. Basically, she is a hold on. She has the powers of kind of like Mr. Fantastic. She has spirit powers. Any idea who the villain is going to be? Everybody is leaning towards Submariner as the anti-hero. So sometimes, depending on his agenda, sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. But the main name I'm being here talk. Also, I'm being here. I'm hearing talks of Doom. he would be awesome. Um, I'm not sure on that. Also, I've heard it talk of today too that the Submariner might be played by The Rock. I don't think that's going to ever happen. The Rock is heavily invested in trying to be Black Adam, which I think is a better fit. But also, him and Vin Diesel does not have a good relationship anymore because Vin Diesel, as we know, is the main character of the Fast and Furious brand, and The Rock has seen to come over there and kind of taken over. Vin Diesel is not a fan of the Hobbs and Shaw movie. He wanted this one they're working on now, Fast and Furious movie to come out before then. Was not a fan of them kind of breaking off and doing their own thing, even though fans like Shaw and Hobbs. And as we know, Vin Diesel is already in Marvel because he voices Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. And it's my understanding that Kevin Feige, like Schmidt family, doesn't want any kind of drama or any kind of egos interfering in his cast. So I don't think that Vin Diesel will be talking very highly or giving The Rock a good reference. So I think The Rock would be an excellent Namor. It definitely has a look. I don't think Vin Diesel will let that happen. I could be wrong. That's just my personal opinion. Do not get along like oil and water. So Rock may be able to smooth it over, or they may be like, hey, I'm gonna put more butts in the seat. I don't know. But that's the main villain we're talking about, Black Panther 2. Also, we never saw Killmonger actually got killed. It looked like he got killed when he stabbed that to sword tip in him. But we also know that Shuri did some incredible things with near dead people, content technology, and plus he had the harp shaped um, fruit in it, his bloodstream. So you know what kind of healing factors that has as well. So just because he appeared to be dead, I'm not gonna say that he is dead. But I don't know. That's as far as we got, as far as the villains game. I didn't see any more news that came out. Um, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Winter Soldier. That's pretty much all that I have for as things that come out this weekend. But I definitely just wanted to talk to y'all about Disney. Disney had it, everything perfect. But like they're getting greedy. Cannot expect to destroy another future just because of your own greed. I think Disney got something planned. What it is at this time, I don't know. Also, they did something revealing about the this upcoming Star Wars movie that's coming out. It's in December. The Rise of the Skywalkers. I'm not sure. I keep hearing a different possible storylines for that. I don't know. I'm really not a fan of Ray. I'm really not a fan of that tell you just how big a fan I am of Kylo Ren. I'm not a fan of Kylo Ren. I really don't even like the series. To tell you the truth, I wish that they would have Luke Skywalker had a more dynamic um, part in it. The way the fight scene, lightsaber scene in the last movie, I thought sucked. I wish they would just scrap this whole trilogy and just start off with Sith. There's plenty of novels out there that they could draw from. I think the Sith are very interesting, more aggressive, more dynamic characters in the Star Wars world or universe. So that's what I hope the next trilogy will be, or the next Star Wars movie will be. I've seen the Jedi. I know the Jedi are good, but I want to see more backstory, more history, more stories on the Sith. I think they're more interesting. My my opinion, just my take. Um, I forgot to say, like I always do, thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time from your busy schedules. It's your first time joining me, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the notification bell because I don't want you to miss any material that I upload. Um, Tony Brown, I tell you what, boy. I'm shaking my head at you, Tony Brown. You about this time. Days now. Anyway, like I'm saying, since Iron Man won, how much money did MCU gross in movie sales? I don't know how much they gross. It's a shit ton. I'm trying to think of the movies that made $1 billion. Endgame made $1 billion. Um, Captain Marvel, now Spider-Man that made $1 billion. I want to think that Infinity War made $1 billion. Just on them four, that's four right there. Um, I don't know. That's a good question, Gabe. I'll try and find out. I don't know what the total gross in, but I know they gave four movies. Oh, and Black Panther. Black Panther made $1 billion. That's five there. And the rest of them didn't make no less than 600 or 700 million. So I was trying to add all that up. Um, that's a good question. Also, you asked me earlier this week two things about where did the Infinity Stones come from? Your questions. Trying to find it. You asked me two questions. Um, Infinity Stone. That's easy. If you watch Infinity War, Wong, which is the assistant to Doctor Strange, told you. He explained it to Tony, Doctor Strange, and Bruce Banner in the Sanctum that the Infinity Stones were created right at the beginning of time. They always existed. Um, it didn't go into any detail who actually created them. I guess it's like if you believe in the Big Bang Theory. I guess whenever creation just came into existence, I guess they were created then. So um, they explained briefly that in the Infinity War. If you go back and watch that, Long kind of explained that to Tony Stark when Tony Stark was trying to learn about Thanos. You see who they're thinking going to be the next villain. You see who is that? Like I just said, the only person I've been hearing is going to be Mariner, Namor. I'm trying to find the second question. Me. And one was the Infinity Stones. Tony Brown said, "Who you see? Who they think of being?" Yeah, Namor. That's who I heard. Namor is who I heard going to be the next villain. Also kicking around possibly Doom, but I haven't heard anything concrete. I can't find that second question, Gabe. I know you asked me two questions to cover today. I apologize. One of them was the Infinity Stone. I can't think of the second one. I bet you I'll find it the minute I go. But anyway, the part will now open up for any questions and answers, questions you may have. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. If I don't know them, then I promise you by next Sunday, my next live stream, I will have that question for you. Question, that answer for you. Something that's going to be off topic tonight is the first episode, final season of Power. I will watch it at 9 o'clock, and I will live stream again at 10 o'clock to discuss that show. If any of you watch that, I encourage you to watch it. It is a very good show. Um, my favorite character on there is Ghost. I'm rooting for him, so I hope he'll be able to navigate his treacherous lifestyle he's leading because he got some definitely sharks and snakes on his back now. Check me out at 10 o'clock tonight. I will be doing my review on the first episode of the season 6, the final episode. It's called The Final Betrayal. So we will see how that goes. We've been doing this for so far now for 30 minutes. Questions. Okay, Tony Brown says he has a question. Trent, you still here? Powers on demand now. Oh, I might check that out after this then. I watched it after this, and I might do it earlier than tonight. Be just fine. Everybody hear me good? Is the sound going in and out? Is it still good? I'm trying to work on that. Your question is, what did you miss? Um, I'll reiterate what I talked about earlier. Dr. Fate versus Doctor Strange. Ooh, I think Doctor Strange. Hmm, that's a good question, Trent. Hmm, I'm going with Doctor Strange simply for the fact that I know more about Doctor Strange. Um, Dr. Fate, from what I've seen, is pretty powerful, but that helmet kind of controls him. So anybody that wears that helmet can be Doctor Fate. Doctor Strange is just the same one person, and he just seems to have that knack and that natural ability to be good. But I'm going with Doctor Strange. If I had to go with it, I think he's a stronger sorcerer. Basically, what you missed, Tony. Reiterate, recap what I did. I think that Disney is very greedy. Disney had in place a very sweet deal with Sony for Spider-Man. Doctor Fate is basically the sorcerer supreme in the DC. He has that yellow and blue uniform. He wears a yellow helmet, blue uniform, a yellow cape. He's basically DC's version of Doctor Strange. He lives in some kind of sanctum too. His main power is like the Egyptian Ankh. He uses like that's kind of like his calling card. Cast spells might in the form of that Ankh. Uh, Basically DC's version of Doctor Strange. Um, Sarah Scully. Who's Doctor Fate? Does he have a movie? Doctor Fate does not have a movie. But if you go back on YouTube, there is like a 1979, 78, 80 version of Doctor Strange. It is very poor quality. It'll make you laugh. But they did do a Doctor Strange pilot episode. I watched it several times because I'm a cartoon freak. Um, but it's Doctor Strange. I can't think of the actor that played it. It was like a 1970 very poor special effect. Also, there's a 1970 Amazing Spider-Man, 13 episodes. I watched all several times. In fact, there's an episode where Spider-Man goes to Hong Kong, and what I remember about it the most is that when he climbs the building has circular windows. I was in the Marine Corps, went to Hong Kong. I saw and took pictures of that very same building, so I thought it was real cool. That's also, if you go to YouTube, you see 1970, they have all the episodes on TV. On YouTube. Amazing Spider-Man. It stars who plays Spider-Man? Um, Mark Hamill, I think his name was. I thought he did a good Peter Parker. Also, there's a 70, 78 version, 79 version of Shazam. They starred two actors that played Shazam. One name was um, Davey was a kind of fat Shazam. What I call his name. His name was Jim Davies, I think his name. First actor that plays Shazam was Adam Boswick. I think his name was. He's a more slender version of Shazam. I thought he was a better Shazam. That came out in the '70s also. Go to YouTube, you can look up all that stuff. Also, they had an ISIS. Again, those that remember ISIS, the ISIS and Shazam. These are live action um, cartoons. Yeah, Doctor Fate is. I see two people ask that, Sarah and Tony. Doctor Fate is the uh, DC's version of Doctor Strange. I think Doctor Strange is more powerful. All right, we're looking at 38 minutes. We'll get at least 45 before I call it. So, any questions you may have, please. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Tony. I'm going to apologize to you. What I was saying is that I think Disney is very greedy because they had a very lucrative plan in place. They were getting all the merchandising. Whenever Sony let them borrow Spider-Man character, they were getting all the merchandising. They got 5% of the profit the movie made. They didn't have to pay any kind of licensing fee for letting. Sony basically gave Spider-Man to them to use for free. They did 5 movies using Spider-Man in the MCU universe. But then Disney got greedy and said, look, I don't want 5% anymore. This ain't working for us. I want 50%. It was like, you lost your damn mind. There ain't no way we give you no 50% because then we'll lose control and you can tell us what to do with our own property. So they said, nah, we're gonna take our ball, we're gonna go somewhere else. But Sony being in the spirit of look, very lucrative for you, very lucrative for us. We know that y'all have improved our product because Spider-Man took a big best actor that played Spider-Man. A lot of people don't like him. So Tom Holland is very better, is much better, brought more popularity back to Spider-Man. So they say, look, you see the value that y'all brought. So instead of you get 50%, we'll give you 30%. Now, if you're at your job and your boss offers you a 25% raise, are you gonna tell them no or are you gonna tell them yes? Most uh, average person gonna say, hell yeah, I'll take a 25% raise. But no, Disney didn't want to do that. They wanted 50 or nothing. So basically, so they say, well, you can kiss our butt. Here's some chicks to wipe them out off with. See you later. They kick rocks. I don't blame Sony. A lot of people say that Disney was well within their rights, but you ain't gonna ask for something that's crazy. Disney is plotting something. I don't know what it is. Either they've seen something or they know there's some kind of way they can get what they want from Sony. So I tell Sony, stick to your guns. I would not give them 50%. There ain't no way in hell. Trash Night Course. Sony also owns Funimation. Fun fact. Okay, didn't know that. That's very good to know. Appreciate that information. Sarah says, so Spider-Man is no longer a Marvel character. He's a Marvel character, but he won't be used in any Marvel movies unless they come to an agreement. You saw Spider-Man in the MCU for as being an Avenger. Any Marvel made movies, whenever you see the movies come on, they have Marvel Studios 10. You're no longer gonna see that on Spider-Man movies unless they come to an agreement. We'll have Sony Studios, basically like any movies that doesn't have Tom Holland was made by Sony. Tom Holland came into it, and that's when Sony started collaborating with Disney. You're not gonna see Iron Man. You're not gonna see, well, you ain't gonna see Iron Man, but you're not gonna see any of the current Avengers, Spider-Man, unless they come to an agreement. So you're gonna probably gonna see Spider-Man standalone, or you're gonna see him with Venom. I think you're gonna see him with Venom because Venom ain't over $1 billion. Ride that pony until he drops. That's what I would do. I would say um, that Venom is in another universe, some kind of way Spider-Man goes over there. he some kind of way Venom spawns. It's a symbiote, and Cletus Cassidy, who plays Carnage, gets hold of it, and then him and Spider-Man have to team up like Carnage. That's what I would do. Gabe asked, the question was about Sony and Disney, but you already took care of it. Yep. Gutierrez, Night Cores, Disney could buy Sony. People say that, and I thought that too, but Sony has invested so much, correction, Disney has invested so much money in other properties that you just can't even drop $100 million, $100 million here, $200 million here, whatever, because they bought Star Wars for some ungodly amount. They own ESPN, they own ABC. Sometimes you stretch your dollars out. Yeah. They tried to buy Fox. I don't think Disney has the money up front to pay for it. Right, what Sony would charge them for Spider-Man. I would charge them some ungodly amount. Um, I'm getting a text that my channel is going in and out. Can everybody still hear me? You hear me? Everybody, give me a thumbs up, please. Um, Tony Brown says I don't blame Sony for not giving in because if they gave in power, they would monopolize and take over everything. I agree with you 1,000%, Tony Brown. Sony would. They would try and take everything. They're running with it. Correction, Disney would. Hell, they own half the world now, so I would not. I would not give them to them. Still enough Spider-Man fans out there that will definitely support Sony. So I think they should stick to their guns. Did I answer your question, Miss Sarah? Good trash, not course. I appreciate you joining me, sir or madam. This is your first time to my live channel. I appreciate the support. Please tell your friends. I need all the support I can get. Also on this, please give me a thumbs up. It helps with algorithm. I can hear you 1 minute, and then I can't hear you. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm trying to get a better speaker. I apologize. You the answer to my question. Spider-Man is no longer he is a Marvel character. Okay, you did. Not going to be in the Marvel movies unless they come up with an agreement, which I think they can and they probably will. But I'm not sure. Sometimes egos can get into the equation and it'll mess everything up. So we're looking at 45 minutes. If I don't have any more questions, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end by saying I appreciate your support. I appreciate your taking your time and coming and asking me some questions. I hope that I have enlightened you for those of you that give a damn about it. I love this topic. Talk about it all day. If you have anything that you would like for me to discuss, talk about on my next show, you can reach me on Twitter at Comic Chats. At Comic Chat. Or if you like to email me a question, reach me at dgram at sc.rr.com. dgram at sc.rr.com. I will write it in the comment box for Twitter. My email is okay, ladies and gentlemen. That is my show for the day. Um, I appreciate you coming, joining me. Had a good time. Definitely, let's do it again next week, next Sunday, same time, same channel. As always, I'm going to end the show by saying y'all stay safe, y'all stay cool, and as always,